this time. He'll take a peek to the inside. Slide him high off the corner.
Here's contact there in turn 1 and 2. Oh my goodness, Hassler has it out front, way down doors.
Tonight, drivers face one of the newest short tracks in iRacing. It's Oswego. And here at the track known for its tight and hard racing, these drivers will have to climb the ladder to secure points for the championship. And with 5 races left, we will crown a champion. You won't miss a moment of it here on the Misfit Touring Series presented by V-Speed. My name is Scott Shive, and I am joined by Sky Shrek and our executive producer, DJ Lion. Sky, we've got something prepared here tonight at a track that you and me have never had the pleasure of calling races at. So we've got something as a challenge for the drivers and a little bit of a challenge for us because this is something new here on week 15.
For sure, one of the newer tracks on iRacing, coming off good races at Milwaukee and the Bullring. We're at Oswego this week. Hickory, Irwindale, and Thompson over the next 3 weeks. And a quick little update on some changes here to the series being made this week from previous weeks. Tonight at Oswego, we are going to run no heat races. We're taking the top cars straight from qualifying, and we are going straight into the main event tonight. No heat races for your race at Oswego and for many of the races here for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I got a few of those coming up. 19 cars currently in the field here tonight. Let's talk about our track here, Oswego. And this track, I mean, we're going to go to the point standings first real quick. I'd get ahead of myself before because this point standings are exciting. Christian Peterson has the lead after finishing second. I mean, so many times. Jake Sylvia sitting there in third, got his first win of the season last week at the Bullring. Justin Crowe continues to have consistent finishes there, sits right behind Peterson. Kyle Turzak back here this week continues to put in good finishes when he's not out there winning. 5-time winner this season. And Jake Grau currently sits on the pole right now and is the last in the top 5 for our overall point standings, Sky.
Yeah, and giving you a little bit of info on our track tonight, Oswego, as these drivers start to line up. It's 2/3 of a mile long, banking 13 degrees around here. First opened all the way back in 1951, and it currently hosts NASCAR Wheelin' Series IRL. And for our invert tonight, we rolled 6. We're going to invert 11 cars. We have 19 cars in the field, so we're inverting over half the field tonight.
Yeah, that's extreme. That's going to put Jacob Elliott on the pole for this. Jesse James to his outside. We're going to send you trackside here for the national anthem. Drivers moving on track, getting set to where they will need to be, and it's 11 field invert. Like we said, almost more than half the field sky. So these drivers, Jake Grout qualified on pole, will have to go back to 11th. Let's go through that starting grid. Where's the word? I'm thinking of Jake Grout. He's going to be on the pole, but again, he's going to be flipped back to 11th, and everything we say here will be backwards. I'll try to read it backwards, actually. Jesse James will start on the outside of the front row. Then it will be Justin Coleman in third. Then it'll be Tanner Berge in fourth. Fifth and sixth will be Steven Denmark and Kyle Adams. Sixth and seventh will be Justin Laxton and Christian Peterson. 8th and 9th will be Justin Crow and Kyle Turzak, and then Jake Grout will be 10th.
And then back through your field, Jacob Elliott's going to be the pole sitter with the 11 car inverted. It'll be Jake Sylvia rolling off 12th, Tyler Muller 13th, Aiden Murray 14th, Brandon Elvis rolls off 15th, Grant Brown P16, Clayton Edwards in that 11 car is 17th, Bob Belshaw 18th, Alex Hallenar 19th, and not making the grid tonight is Teddy Wisniewski in 20th.
Yeah, Wisniewski not making the grid here tonight. He put down some practice laps, but did not bring it to qualifying. Your race analysis, this will be a 100-lap feature race here, 30 mile per hour pit road speed limit. Want to be careful, one fast repair as always. No extra tires and no heat races, so obviously you want to save your tires. 19 drivers starting it here tonight, and as always, we've got these open setups. And so driver on the front row for the first time, Jacob Elliott, and Jesse James, we've seen him up on the front row before in his number 60 machine. But 19 cars grid up for 100 laps. It's time to save those tires, and who will be able to end up at the front at the end of this race at Oswego? It's all here to come. Green flag flies, and we're out for 100 laps at Oswego. Great jump here for Jacob Elliott down the backstretch. Got great and away there from Jesse James. Meanwhile, Justin Coleman, new driver here tonight, trying to travel it on the inside. He'll make it work, but James has a run there. Sky, I want to talk about it real quick before we get heavy into this action. What are these drivers driving in a line here tonight?
Well, I think we're going to see the inside be dominant as it is at basically every short track we go to here. Air temp 75, track temp 79. Not going to be too much tire wear as you see a big wiggle there from Jacob Elliott out front. But it should be enough tire wear to keep these drivers on their heels. We do have, I believe, we have no extra sets of tires tonight either.
None.
So every driver is going to have to finish on what they are running on right now.
That's going to be a story that we will keep you updated with all night. A tire saving will be extremely important. Meanwhile, we look on the outside. Jesse James, huge problem. He's in the wall. Jesse James in the wall in turn one. No caution so far. He'll keep it going, but he goes all the way to the rear of this field.
Yeah, he got into the corner. Wasn't really any contact, but he got forced wide, got up at a line, and couldn't quite get it back down the racetrack. Jesse James running well, qualified well, but he's going to have to make a charge from 19th now.
Yeah, let's take a look at our drivertees.com replay. You saw him get the wall there, and man, the car just went straight. That was really funky. I've never seen something like that. You saw him get the wall, but then he gathered it back up on the outside of Justin Laxton, but then went straight into the outside wall. Doesn't look like he has too much damage, but I can guarantee you that right front is definitely towed out. A battle here between two of these drivers in the back. This is Aiden Murray and Grant Brown. Grant Brown running his 19 here tonight. We haven't seen him in quite a couple races. Aiden Murray makes the pass there. Excuse me, that was the 54 of Brandon Elvis. And so they battle back there for 14th as Murray got by.
One of the interesting things I think about Oswego is that this is also a dirt track sometimes. So you kind of see there's no grass down there on the bottom. These drivers are running all the way to that inside wall, and if you mess it up, won't be too hard to maybe scrape that inside wall and kind of bounce yourself across the racetrack. Caution is out further at the back.
Looks like a bit of a scuffle there. What was that? Jake Sylvia looks like he had a little bit of a moment, and look at that awesome paint scheme he's got going on. I like that green.
Yeah, it's a bit of a new looking ride for him. I'm gonna try to figure out what exactly that caution was. Oh, it was Steven Denmark going around from about 7th.
The Steven Denmark, new driver here tonight.
Going from third.
From third, he was running, and then he had a problem. Oh, and okay, so Jake Grout gets spun under caution. We'll get to that in a moment. I just saw that on my timing screen. We'll look here at a drivertees.com replay with Denmark. He was running third here in that 88 machine. We'll see what happens here. This is Tanner Berge right behind in the number 35. And we'll see if the two of them make contact. And it looks like yes. Oh, it's very close. Yeah, they'll make contact. Berge gets into Denmark. Luckily, he's able to straighten it back up, but it slowed the track up enough that we needed a caution. And while that caution was happening, Sky, Jake Grout got run over.
Yeah, Jake Grout started on pole of this race. He's all the way back to 17th right now. Not entirely sure what happened to him, but I don't think it's anything particularly good.
Yeah, we'll take a look here at this, what happened under the caution. Look along with Grout right here and see what happens. He's on the tail of Kyle Adams. Oh, he got into Adams. Interesting.
I am not entirely sure what that was about here on.
I'm not either, but
early in the race.
Look, league owner, guy behind a guy on probation right now. I don't know. He's already in hot water.
Yeah, if I was in his situation with the probation and coming off, you know, some points penalties, I might have been a little more careful than that.
Well, we continue to ride under caution right now. 9 laps completed under green flag conditions. Drivers take the choose. There's not really, this is so weird, I just noticed this. There's not a physical start-finish line. It's only by iRacing, at least in this scan, there's no physical start-finish line. So drivers going towards either sides of the walls to make their chooses. But Jacob Elliott has commanded it up front so far, but he's been hot pursuit by Justin Coleman, and again, another new driver here tonight. And look who's on the outside. That's Justin Crowe. I mean, he's always in the top 5. Let's see if he can keep it there or maybe take the lead away. Green flag flies.
Pretty good jump there for Elliott, but Crowe gonna take advantage of that high line, drop straight back down to second. We're still side by side for third. Coleman working it in third, while Christian Peterson started this race back in, I believe, 8th, and has climbed all the way back up to 4th on that outside.
Yeah, something I'm noticing here, I mean, this bottom line is extremely bumpy. You watch these cars, they'll just bounce all throughout the bottom of the turns. And it's something I'm noticing, and drivers definitely have to, that affects the car. That affects how this car will drive here tonight, and that's something that you have to take care of. And as we go along, as those rear tires continue to lose rubber, those tires will get looser and get slicker, and it will be harder to keep grip in those tires. So as we go on tonight, continue to watch that as something that might be happening here. We got a battle back between Kyle Turzak. This is the 78 of Tyler Muller on the outside. They battle side by side here for 7th.
I just want to note on Tyler Muller, he started outside the invert. He was 13th throwing off the grid tonight. He's already got that thing up to 6th. He's driving it hard and making time up the field. The question is he maybe wearing his tires out a little bit with no changes of tires for this race tonight? A little bit of contact in front of him there with Turzak and Laxton. Is he going to wear those tires up too early?
Definitely need to be careful there, driver of that number 78. Wow, Justin Laxton pulls in very quickly behind Turzak. Very important to keep the bottom. You can make momentum on that top line, but it will use more tire. And like me and Sky have said, that is going to be a very important factor as we continue along with this race. Kyle Turzak continuing to try to march to the front after the invert. Again, a driver we know is fast, a 5-time winner so far. This is back in right outside the top 10. That was Grant Brown in his number 14 machine, getting past Kyle Adams for the 10th spot. Meanwhile, back up front, it's a battle for the lead. Justin Crowe, he's been up front all season long, and he's trying to get to the top spot here tonight at Oswego.
Another big mover is Justin Crowe. He's gone from 9th at the start now to the lead on lap 19. Elliott's going to try to look to the bottom, but he doesn't have anything going. Justin Crowe, new leader of this race. Jacob Elliott P2, and now Justin Coleman is stalking for 3rd.
Yeah, big block there from Crowe into turn number 1. Pulled a great move on Elliott, but Elliott looks to have good speed. And let's not forget, who is pushing right now and who is not. Coleman has a bit of a moment there outside of turn one. That's going to open the door here for Christian Peterson. Peterson still seeking that first win that has been so elusive for him. He's finished second 4 times this season and has been so close on so many occasions. We've said it before and we'll say it again. Is tonight the night? And caution flies in the back. Sounds like Justin Laxton had a moment, and Jake Grout is also involved.
Jake Grout was slow on the racetrack there. We're going to get a replay of that one for you. Definitely involved Laxton and Grout going down the front straightaway.
Oh man, Justin Laxton way to the outside here. We saw him battling with Terzak just a moment ago. Tyler Muller was able to get by, and Laxton now on the outside opens up the door for Jake Grout on our drivertees.com replay. And so Jake Grout gets to the inside. Oh yeah, Laxton just gets loose there out of the corner. Oh my goodness. Tried to get in line quickly and was not clear. Grout gets the wall heavy.
It's not been a good start to the race for Jake Grout. He's trying to come back from that points penalty he got a couple weeks ago, already around twice in the early going here. He's going to need to get it together to get some speed and get back up to the field for these next 80 laps.
Yeah, that was just a bad judgment call by Laxton. I mean, he was nowhere near clear there.
No, he just kind of got into the side of Grout. I don't think getting loose off 4 helped him at all either.
No, it definitely didn't. You definitely panic in that situation. Want to find the bottom at a track like this. While, again, you can make the top line. 100 laps here tonight is a pretty rough go on these Hoosier tires. So you definitely want to make sure you are saving them as much as possible. But let's talk about Justin Crowe. Currently sits second in the points right now, and what a drive it has been. What a consistent season it has been. He has made 12 starts. This is his 13th here tonight. So he has started in every race we have had except for 1 so far, and he has had 7 top 5s and 10 top 10s. He's only finished out of the top 10 twice.
He's been very consistent all throughout the season. You've seen it a lot in previous races. You're seeing it again here tonight. He's got that ability to overcome the invert, get to the front quickly, and then hold the lead or at least hold on to a top 3 position. From one of our 3 Justins in the field to another, Justin Laxton, EOL penalty for that accident. He'll restart at the rear.
Yeah, not surprised to see that one given to Justin Laxton. I've actually seen him recently. I've seen him, going live on TikTok with some of his racing stuff. I keep seeing him pop up on my feed. A driver we've seen for the past couple weeks here in the Misfit Touring Series. And a driver who's done pretty well for himself in the top 10 and trying to get another top 10 here tonight. We'll take the action back up front. Now it is Justin Crowe on the inside and new driver Justin Coleman on the outside. So a pair of Justins will make up your front row. Which one will prevail here on this restart, and which one or either of them will prevail here tonight? Lined up double file. Justin Crowe, the control car, will take it here in the restart zone. Green flag flies here. We're green again.
Crowe's getting out to a good start once again. Christian Peterson, as always, moving his way through the field. He's up to P2, and now we're 3 wide back there for 4th. Terzak through into P3. It's the 14 of Justin Coleman trying to get something done on the bottom.
Grant Brown there on the bottom of Muller, and Coleman. Coleman gets the wall, somehow keeps it together, but he's going to fall back from second on the outside. Now back here into the clutches of Steven Denmark in 6th position. So what a fall from grace it is for Justin Coleman, still trying to battle back. Meanwhile, we've got drivers moving up to the front that are fast. This is still Denmark here to the inside, but look up front. It's Crowe, Peterson, Terzak, Brown, Muller, all extremely fast drivers. And Terzak goes to the move to second. Peterson is gonna let him go. Knows not to make that battle now, might save his tires for later.
Grant Brown up from 16th to 4th in this race so far. He's got a great drive going. You're seeing him right now challenging the 171 car, Christian Peterson, for that 3rd position. He wants the spots now, and he doesn't care what it does to his tires. Grant Brown up 13. He's going for a podium on lap 30.
That Grant Brown making his 3rd start here tonight of this season in the Misfit Touring Series Season 2. But last year he was a race winner, and he is fast.
Big accident,
Yellow
big accident.
Is out. Oh, big! It involves your outside row sitter, Coleman. Let's see, that's I think that's Berge and Denmark We saw a moment ago Denmark and Coleman battling it out back there for 6th. Was that the battle that caused this incident?
Kyle Adams was very heavily involved in it as well. You're going to see it here on our drivertees.com replay. This starts with Kyle Adams, a couple spots there in front, getting into Steven Denmark, and that piles everyone up behind him.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to take another look at that. I think, looks like Adams was on the back bumper of Denmark. It looks like just a little bit of a checkup. Oh yeah. Denmark tried to get in. Oh, big hit off the inside wall. Grout somehow made it through. Now wait, let's take a, hold on, when we can, DJ, let's see if we can take a look at that view from Grout, because wow, what a move that was to get through that action.
He had a little bit of contact, but he made it through mostly unscathed. A lot of these drivers going to make what should be their only pit stop of the race, taking a faster pair of no tires right here. This is going to be on board with Jake Grout as he approaches this accident. You see it happen in front.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
He barely got through that one. Whoa!
I know. One door closes, another opens, and was able to slow up before the action. We'll take an outside perspective view here. The action happens in front. Looks to go low, but then cars converge, and he gets a little tag from Jake Sylvia there, which actually I think ended up helping him.
I think it did. It got him turned in mostly the right direction. He was able to make it through that.
I think he did. We're going to take a moment just here, and we're going to mention, while the season is winding down here from the Misfit Touring Series Season 2, the action won't stop. We've got some stuff coming for you this summer. So excited to see this summer these drivers getting behind the wheel of the super late models rather than late model stock. Sky, you know I love those super late models. We get an 8-race summer season, and it is going to be hot. The action is going to be on fire, and we're going to have that all for you here live on V-Speed. It's going to be hot. The action's going to be good, and more green flag getaway, and again, lap 35 coming to lap 36. Justin Crowe leads them to turn number 1.
Muller jumped out up to the outside there trying to get something going, but it's Terzak getting through 2P2, and now Grant Brown's going right back on the bumper for 3rd.
Terzak, not a surprise. He's worked through this field as well as Grant Brown. We were mentioning it before the caution. He is a race winner from Season 1. Hasn't made too many starts this season, but showing his prowess now, working back from the back. He'll solidify himself into 3rd. Muller, whoa, not done. He gets the outside wall, able to save it and get down, and falls into 4th.
Running pretty well right now, Tyler Muller, another driver who's gone through the field. Same with Aiden Murray back there, gone 14th to 5th right now. Here's about a little further back. You're watching that 2-car going up the inside back there. That is the 54 of Brandon Elvis on the outside, trying to hold position as he's under threat from Clayton Edwards and Tanner Berge.
Yeah, Edwards, driver in that 2-car. Berge looks to the inside, backs out of it. Oh, man. Hot into turn number 1 was Clayton Edwards. This is going to open the door for Berge here down into turn number 3. And Berge looks good in that number 35 machine. Oh, tag! The 54, Brandon Elvis is going around. He saves it. Caution still flies.
Big move there by the 53 of Justin Laxton. Maybe a little optimistic going for that position.
Just a little bit.
Got a hole in the nose now, which isn't going to help him for the rest of this race.
No, it is not. Luckily, I believe he still has that fast repair. We'll take a look here at that action. He does not. Oh, yeah, Laxton used it earlier. Laxton, big move, tried to get into that position. Meanwhile, Brandon Elvis was trying to get down into that hole and just did not work out.
No, did not work out for either of those cars at all. I think Elvis just glad he was able to hold on to it, but he probably doesn't appreciate the added tire wear as a result of that one.
It's exactly what I was going to mention. You get a slide like that, you are going to put rubber down on that racetrack. And again, this is something we have never seen this season. These drivers have always had at least one set of tires, but not tonight. And again, that's going to make the race a bit different than we have seen normally. Drivers can't just go out there and go all out with everything they've got. They have got to save tires. We see Alex Hallinar here on pit road, currently on the lead lap, but he is currently in the pit box. He's been in there for about 32 seconds now, so he might be calling it a night. And speaking of drivers calling it a night, Jacob Elliott, who started on your pole, called it a night a little bit ago. We didn't quite catch it. He is now 17 laps down.
Yeah, Hallinar is going to go back out on track, and he will retain the lead lap. I think he might be trying to just fix some damage without having to actually use that fast repair.
That's a great call. Hallinar will come into the pits, get some fix on that damage. He started in the rear, so he's still got time, but we've got 42 laps complete so far in this race, so we're nearing halfway. And I really want to wonder, Sky, I think this time we go around, let's really watch these lap times from these drivers. Let's make a note of who might be saving right now and who might be maybe going a little bit too early. That's something I definitely want to continue to look at, because again, I think that's going to would determine a lot of the end of this race, is who is going to be the best of tire saving. We got drivers making the choose right now. Justin Crowe continues to lead up front, and Crowe has not yet won this season either. He's got a best finish of third place, but he is a driver that is fast. He has never won in the Misfit Touring Series. He raced all consistently last season, but was not able to get that win. Is tonight the night for him as well? A lot of fast drivers up front. We got one in the top four that has won, and the other three have yet to go to victory lane. We got a lot of racing action left to go. Green flag flies.
Crowe gets out to a good lead. Terzak is going to have maybe a chance on the bottom, not this time. Those top three cars have all been picking the bottom every time. Tyler Muller seems to be the first car who's really willing to jump up and try that outside line. With tires at a premium in this race, you get more of an incentive to start on that bottom.
Yeah, not a surprise to see a lot of those drivers choose the bottom. Muller able to make it work on the top. That hole just not yet open between Grant Brown and Christian Peterson. We try to slide him right here. He thinks about it, but Peterson peeks the nose, able to take the spot. He's still there on the quarter panel, but he gets sideways, and that'll solidify Muller into fourth.
Yeah, Peterson's had that speed. He's another car who's been trying to start on the outside to help himself get up the field. You mentioned looking at lap times a little bit. Fastest lap of the race just came out of Kyle Terzak in that 15 car, going 1/10 of a second faster than Justin Crowe.
We'll continue to keep a look at those lap times. Terzak still setting it ablaze right now, 2/10 of a second back from your leader of Crowe. We look along here again with Muller, and further in the back. Oh, 3 wide. Justin Laxton is sideways with Clayton Edwards.
Oh.
Edwards is up. He's over. Oh my gosh, barrel rolling.
MRL Space Force makes its return.
My gosh, that got way worse than I thought it would.
Another big crash for Justin Laxton. I have to imagine
His third incident.
that is going to end his race there with the damage for that, along with Clayton Edwards, although he is a faster pair left. Oh, this starts further back. Who's loose there on the bottom?
Well, that was Denmark, but it looked like he didn't make contact with Edwards or Laxton. And so that was a completely separate incident. We got a lot to uncover here.
Well, it looks like if I'm Clayton Edwards there, I'm thinking, I've got a car getting way out of shape under me. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's still on my inside. I'm going to try to run a little bit higher into the corner to make sure I don't hit him. And Justin Laxton was not thinking the same thing as Edwards was thinking, and that is what caused that contact.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but it looks like Laxton just continued to come down the track.
I think he didn't think that car was there. I think he thought he was going in for like a normal 2-wide corner with that car loose under him. And it was just kind of miscommunication on what those two drivers thought the other was going to do.
Yeah, I think so. We'll take a look back here from Denmark. This was Denmark. He got tagged there by Justin Laxton, able to save it here. Really impressive save, actually. And then you'll see right there, Laxton was down, coming down the track. I guess he just didn't see Clayton Edwards because he just came down the track.
Yeah, I think that's just two cars don't really know what the other one's doing. Edwards doesn't know, or Laxton doesn't know Edwards is going to go in high. Edwards doesn't know Laxton is going to go in low, and you get a little bit of contact there. Edwards is going to be fine. He's got that faster pair. He's still in the pits. Same with Denmark. Bob Belshaw, Justin Laxton, both out of the race with damage sustained in that incident.
Yeah, both of them exit the session after that contact there. So no claim for this caution, and we'll be going to post-race. I imagine that will be to Justin Laxton, and that won't really matter because he is now out of this session. So a lot of action happening in the mid-pack, and golly, that's got to be one of the saves of the year. Like, that was really impressive there from Denmark.
Yeah, he held on to it, and he was able to take the faster pair. He'll be right back out in 16th without too much wrong with the car.
So our top 5 picks the same, just like you said earlier, Sky. The top 3 pick the bottom. Muller and Peterson go to the outside. Kyle Adams lines up in that third row on the outside. Green flag flies again here for Justin Crowe. Muller on the outside. Great row from the bottom. Great jump.
It's Crowe down on the bottom. Terzak second. Muller's going to try to continue to fight on the outside, but that outside lane just doesn't seem like the place to restart because he's always got Grant Brown straight under him. A little bit of a send into the corner there, but we make it out all right. Grant Brown will try to get clear into 1.
Yeah, Aiden Murray tried to take a send back there too. Grant Brown on the inside of Tyler Muller here. This is that battle for third. Muller continuing to make it work, able to keep that momentum on the top side. But again, that is going to use up his right rear more than he would like. So Grant Brown continues to have it on the bottom. And while these two battle side by side as they make contact, Grant Brown going to use up Muller a little bit there on the exit. But Muller's going to look here. He's going to move into line. Will he look to the bottom? No, he won't. He'll stay in line for 4th here, as well as Peterson in 5th.
New fastest lap of the race. It's once again Kyle Terzak. I think if that 15 car can get a green flag run long enough to catch Crowe, he's going to be there, and I think he'll be able to get around him.
Yeah, I think Terzak definitely a fast car here tonight, just under 0.3 of a second back. Biding his time here right now. Goes a little wide there out of turn number 4. We come to complete lap number 55 on to lap number 56. So just over halfway left in this race. It continues to be commanded by Crowe, but Terzak is in the hunt. Meanwhile, Jake Sylvia battles back here, trying to get inside the top 10 on the inside of Adams. Adams started here in 6th on this restart, has not been able to find the bottom.
No, he hasn't, and Sylvia hasn't been able to find his way up through the field this race. He's one of our points leaders, I believe, currently 3rd in the standings. Started out back this race, still driving in 10th. He hasn't been able to cut his way through the field like he normally does. Jake Sylvia just not really a fan of Oswego right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan. He loved the bull ring last week. He wished we would have run at the bull ring probably all 19 races of this season. But we have to move around the USA sometime. He continues to run back there in 10th. Meanwhile, this is Jesse Janes battling it out for 11th on the inside of Kyle Adams. Adams continues, cannot find the bottom line. Meanwhile, Jake Grout trying to move back up from incidents earlier on. He's currently running 8th. Justin Coleman started up front earlier in the 3rd position. He's fallen back to 9th.
Yeah, and Sylvia's still back there in 10th. He's going to need to find some speed. Kyle Adams back there in 14th, also not quite having the race he probably wants. Back up front, Terzak's gotten up to the bumper at Justin Crowe with some good lap times. 40 to go, 15 is there.
Terzak is definitely there. They're only 4 1,000ths of a second off of each other in lap time. That time around, just 100th of a second. So these two running very similar lap times right now. But man, Kyle Terzak is right there. Will he make a move? Does not here into turn number 3, but he will at any single moment. We'll have to see when that pass will be made. But how will Justin Crowe try to defend? Oh, Terzak almost got into the bumper and gets into the inside wall there.
Yeah, it looks like he had to lock up the brakes a little near contact with the back of that 86 car of Crowe. Doesn't want to dump him for the lead because he knows he'd probably go to the back with an EOL, so he's got to keep it steady, make sure he doesn't get into any accidents with that 86 car.
Yeah, you don't want to cause a caution because you are going all the way to the back. And he's already worked from the back once. He looks to the inside here, pulls to the inside in turn number 3, but Crowe looks to make the crossover, has big momentum out of turn 4, but it's not going to be enough. New leader, Kyle Terzak.
And Crow back there in second. Grant Brown still there in third. Muller fourth, Berge fifth, your current top five right now. We'll see if Terzak can keep running those faster laps, if he can get away from that 86 car.
Coming to the flag, 64 laps complete, 65, under 35 laps to go here left into this race, and Terzak takes the lead. Will Justin Crow be able to defend from the up-and-coming Grant Brown, or will he fall back further? We'll all just have to see. The entire field single filed out for the first time here tonight in our longest green flag run yet.
Yeah, haven't had any accidents. Everyone's driving pretty good right now. Field's pretty tight together too, 9th through 14th, under a second right now. Everyone's racing pretty close.
I gotta say, the racing action here, I don't know what I expected, but man, these guys are putting on a show. We've seen a couple cautions, we've seen a few incidents, but the on-track action has been wonderful so far, in my opinion. These cars back here battling outside the top 10, very close together. This is Denmark, Elvis, and Sylvia all here right together.
Yeah, oh, he's going to take a little bit of a peek to the inside back there. That's Denmark running in 12th. Doesn't have anything going, though. He'll pull right back in the line behind Elvis, running 11th at the minute.
Looks to the inside here in turn 3. Elvis tries to cut that move off. Denmark slides up high. Not able to make that move here. He's currently running in 12th, but what a drive it has been from him so far. He's been caught up in a couple incidents, but he's been fast here tonight. He was running in 3rd earlier.
Yeah, he's got speed, but just been in a couple accidents today, and it's really not helped him. He was in that big slide early on in the race. Now he's going to try to make the move, fighting up the inside of Brandon Elvis back there. Sylvia's going to come down to block pretty early down the straightaway, and Sylvia is going to go around. There's your caution.
Big block. Sylvia tried it, was too hot into turn number 1, and started spinning around.
Yeah, we're going to get a look at the V-Speed replay here to see if there was contact between those two cars. Looks like there might have been. Sylvia cut down to the inside pretty early down that straightaway. Didn't want to make sure there was any contact, or didn't want to make that car get to the inside of him. And yeah, maybe a little bit of a bump into the corner got Sylvia a little out of shape.
I don't know, but I don't think that's what got him sideways. I think he was just hot into the corner. I don't know if that bump was to do it, because Sylvia tried to throw an aggressive block there. It did not work out for him.
Yeah, well, Jake Sylvia's claimed the caution, so he'll take the EOL. He'll go to the rear of the field on that one.
That one doesn't surprise me, but sad to see there for Sylvia coming off of his win last week. Oswego not to his liking. It would have been a great move, just needed a break probably 5 feet earlier and was able to make it. You saw there Kyle Adams gets the outside wall just a little bit, but able to avoid most of the damage. But Adams there, he started in 6th and fell back down to, I think that was about, he fell back to 13th.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great race for Kyle Adams. I think he'd have liked this to go a little better. He's also been kind of tangentially involved in some incidents this race. He's been running around the back. He had to come down and take that fast repair from that big accident earlier. We're going to choose right now, once again, all 3 of the leaders to the bottom. It's Berge to the top. And I'm not sure who's going to follow Berge, because it seemed like basically everyone behind him decided they were going to come to the bottom. Well, I still don't know who's going to follow Berge up there.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be the 54 of Elvis. He goes from, oh my goodness, he goes from 11th all the way to 4th.
And we've got a problem further back. It is Aiden B. Murray, who seemed to have some kind of technical issue. I think his wheel just quit on him under caution, and he has stopped on the racetrack, towed it back to the pits. That's why we're going an extra lap.
Interesting. He was definitely fast here tonight in that number 72 machine.
Ooh, a little bit of contact in that too.
Yeah, they're talking about a little bit over the radio. Yeah, it was a disconnect for his wheel. That was the problem.
Yeah, his car kind of went straight into the inside wall, and Justin Coleman wasn't able to dodge in time because it was so sudden.
Now we're going to keep the lights on the pace car here, and look at this. So many drivers wanting the bottom. It moves that 54 up into the 4th position from 11th. You know, this is not one of those tracks I think so many drivers would want the bottom. I think we would see that at a place like Southern National, other places, but not this track.
No, I think the reason for this caution extension might be Justin Coleman is going to come down and take the faster pair there after getting some damage. So we're going to extend it 1 lap so he gets a chance to do that, come back out on the racetrack.
Gotcha. We'll have that all here, and something that pace car finally pulls down to pit road. We will get ready to go green. We've had 6 cautions so far and 7 lead changes up front. Will we see another one? And will it be the Kyle Turzak show from here to the end? 25 laps to go when we cross the stripe. Turzak leads it, Berge on the outside, and it's Crow and Elvis. Green flag is away, 25 laps to go.
And look at this, Kyle Adams. Oh, not quite. I thought he was going to get down to the bottom. Instead, we're going to be 3 wide, and it's going to be Tyler Muller around at the back. Caution's out.
Around in the back, Peterson involved. Sylvia able to slip through, but that's going to make your caution fly.
Muller was going for it there. He pulled a big send up the inside of Kyle Adams trying to get the position. Bounced it off Adams, off the inside wall, and around he went.
Let's take a look at our drivertees.com replay. Riding along with Muller here. They make all the slightest contact there. And it looked like Muller got a little bit of the inside wall that bumped him to the outside. And he got into Sylvia. Heavy contact there with that left front.
And some more damage for Christian Peterson and Jake Grout, who I believe that's about his 3rd spin of the race now. His tires cannot be happy with how this race has gone for him.
Yeah, I don't think so. Peterson having his first real incident of the night. Oh, man, just gets rear-ended.
Yeah, there was nowhere those guys behind Muller could go there.
So a little bit more action than we would have thought here in just a moment. And so really, this is going to help a lot of drivers with their tires. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to you with the rest of the action.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When we come back to the green, it'll be 21 laps to go. It's Kyle Turzak out front, and these cautions have only been helping him.
Look at the outside there. Brandon Elvis is going to restart this on the front row. Nobody wants the top.
And that's so weird. Again, this is not a track that I would think that everyone would so heavily want the bottom. There just must be no grip on that top line. So Brandon Elvis in 2 restarts goes from 11th to 2nd by way of the choose. But it's Kyle Turzak in control of this race, gets a great jump. Crow will follow him down to turn 1.
Yeah, we'll see if Elvis is able to kind of slot in between some cars here. Justin Laxton doing a similar move, or my bad, not Justin Laxton, Jesse James doing a similar move there in the 60 to try to get himself up to the field. And around goes Brandon Elvis. 4 or 5 cars around at the back.
Man, it just seems like so many cars get to the bottom, they get into the center of the corner, and they all just bunch together.
Yeah, this is a track that seems like, at least so far, it's kind of lended itself to accidents. We're going to get a replay here on what happened to the 54 of Brandon Elvis. He might be trying to cut down in front of Kyle Adams. That is what he's doing, and Adams into the back of him. 3, 4, domino effect for a lot of those guys, and another one for Jake Grout.
Yeah, Grout, I mean, oh my goodness. He is just, honestly, and really, what we know about Grout, he's definitely aggressive, and he's definitely caused some incidents before, But tonight, I mean, he's just been a bystander.
Yeah, he has not had a good time. He's been about, I think he's spun out about 4 or 5 times now. Most of them not anywhere near his fault. He's just, he's having a bad time.
So, man, I'm upset there for Brandon Elvis. He had started on the front row. He got in line into 5th, and so it would have been a net gain of position of 6th, but gets tagged there in the squeeze by Kyle Adams. And Adams with his first big damage of the night.
Yeah, he might have a faster pair. We're gonna see on that. He does not have that faster pair. He used it 50 laps ago. He's gonna have to ride it out. A couple cars who have not taken their faster pair yet are, shockingly, Jake Grout is still on his original with no faster pair. Christian Peterson as well. Alex Hallinar, who's gotten up to 7th just by not getting caught up in anything. Jesse Janes, and then the top 3 have all not used their faster pair.
Yeah, Hallinar, we spoke about him earlier, just not having the season he would want right now. He's made 10 starts so far. This is his 11th, and only 2 top 10s. So looking for his 3rd here tonight. And he actually led 1 lap earlier under the caution. But looking for his 3rd top 10 of the season here tonight. He chooses the outside line. That's going to promote him up to the 2nd row.
Well, if you're at the back and you want to try to get spots in a hurry, that feels like the way to do it. It's absolutely a gamble, but if you can make it work, you're going to go from the back to the front. There's only about 4 cars up there right now. It's Sylvia, and then behind Sylvia, I believe that is not Bergie. There's another car back there as well. I think it might be Denmark.
Yeah, I got to make a note of this. Clayton Edwards up 15 positions from the start of this race. And let's see how he fares on the outside. Green flag waves. Terzak gets the jump as well as Crow, same as before.
I think what might be playing a role is where they put the restart zone on this one. The restart zone is the final telephone pole in turn 4 for this race. That kind of just gives a natural advantage to the bottom because you're able to get off the corner a little quicker there.
That is true. 15 laps to go this time by. It's still Terzak out front. We get away caution-free, clean and green, but we still got battles going on here in the back. Jesse Janes now to the inside of Clayton Edwards. Edwards falls on the outside. A little bit of contact between the two of them. And so Edwards just trying to find a hole down to the inside line, but no, Sylvia's going to fill it.
Yeah, he can't get down. Hallinar can't get down either. He's going all the way back to 10th, and he's got Kyle Adams to deal with on the inside. 1 spot behind him is a fast car who's gotten some bad luck. Christian Peterson as well. Hallinar's up the track. He's starting to get into those marbles. He's going to have a bad time.
Yeah, drivers, this is the reason they don't want the outside. Meanwhile, we've had time to cool off these tires. These drivers are allowed to use them a little bit more here now. Justin Crow trying to bring the fight back to Kyle Terzak. Crow led earlier after lap number 7, and ever since then up till the halfway point he led. Midway through, Terzak was able to take the lead, but Crow trying to bring the battle back to him.
Yeah, this is going to be his best shot. We got 11 to go this time. They're running very similar lap times, but Kyle Terzak just ran his fastest lap of the race last time around. He's fast at the right time, and he's looking like he's going to be able to hold Crow off for now.
Yeah, these drivers around here running fast. 18 sevens right now up here for these top 3. Your fastest 3 of the night. It's here, Terzak and Crow. Grant Brown just a little over half a second back. Then it's Tanner Berge and Jesse Janes rounding out your top 5 so far.
Yeah, and with coming down to about, it's going to be 8 to go at the line here. If Crow wants to get something, he's got to get it now. He was a little quicker last time around, but it can be difficult in the air on these cars. We'll see what Crow can do. Once again, a little quicker that time around.
A little quicker around that time around, still under 0.3 of a second. The gap between them. Crow is going to have to find something here fast if he wants to be able to challenge Terzak. Come back, 93 laps complete, 7 to go at the line.
At the line that time, pretty even, a little quicker for Terzak. Grant Brown starting to get some speed in the background there as well. Catching up to these 2 cars as we hit 6 to go at the line this time. We'll see if he can do anything.
Crow trying to get everything he can. Gets the wall there across the start-finish line. Oh, Jesse Jane's around, other drivers around. We will not take it green until the end. Caution flies.
Yeah, it's 14, the couple cars getting torn up there once again. We're going to be going green. I believe it's going to be about a green-white checkered or maybe a natural overtime here.
Probably a natural green-white checkered. We'll see. Jesse Janes, we saw earlier, was running 5th. It looks like he might have had a moment on his own. Adams not close enough to do anything here. Down into turn number 3 on the drivertees.com replay. Yeah, just gets loose out of turn 4.
Yeah, spinning into the infield, then further back. Oh, that's the 14 machine right there. That is Justin Coleman getting into Clayton Edwards.
Yeah, Coleman hasn't been able to find his way out of the mid-pack since the beginning of this race and gets into Clayton Edwards here on the exit of turn 4. This is a completely separate incident. He gets a great run there and then just comes up the track a little. Meanwhile, Edwards is coming down.
Yeah, we're going to go green here, looking like about 2 to go. If we, the lights on the pace car are still on, so we're going to take lap 98 under caution. Lap 99, I think, was what we're going to go back green on, so a bit of a natural green-white checkered, and if we need it, we got another after.
Yeah, we'll have here, we have got 3 green-white checkered attempts available. This one will likely be natural if we take the choose here. Looks like drivers will not take the choose yet, so we will go to green-white checkered.
That is gonna be an interesting finish to this race for sure.
Well, it was gonna be short already, and so we'll have to see how that will play out for a lot of these drivers. Because, man, it has been action-packed, but I don't really, tell me what you think, Sky, because we've seen all these drivers picking the bottom. What do you think Justin Crowe can do?
I mean, he's just got to maybe make some contact, maybe try to ascend, because I don't see how he's going to get Terzak unless he sticks to the bottom and just maybe tries to move him into the corner. That might be what it takes.
Yeah, I think as well. I mean, that might be one of the only things. Obviously, there's a way you can make contact and make it clean, but I think that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to get past Terzak with this here. So we'll have a green-white checkered attempt here tonight. A natural one at that. We held it 1 lap so that we could have that. We have a few other attempts, but let's see if they'll make it. Again, if we'll have 1 green flag lap, if we take the white flag with no caution, whatever flag flies next will end this race. If we have a caution before that, we will re-rack them, restack them, and go again. Kyle Terzak looking to be a 6-time winner here tonight. Will he be able to do it? Green flag is away. 2 laps to go.
Terzak gets out to a good jump for the lead, but Crowe's not going to have it because Berge is going to hold him right down on the bottom. Here comes Grant Brown trying to move his way through to 3rd. There's contact for that final spot on the podium. And now Denmark's looking as well. Grant Brown around, and we're going to take the white flag.
White flag taken no matter what happens here. Grant Brown was running 3rd, flipped around, and he's in the back. No longer, but Justin Crowe trying to give something here for Terzak. He's too far back. It's going to be Terzak. He's going to win 6 times here in the Misfit Touring Series.
Jake Grout just finished 3rd.
Wow.
He got through all the chaos at the last possible second, and after being involved in about 4 accidents, managed to bring it home 3rd. Kyle Terzak's gonna drift it around the top because he gets the win tonight.
6 wins in the Touring Series. That puts him 1 off of tying the record set by Jake Sylvia last season. And we've got a 3-car burnout happening here for your top 3. What a sight!
A little bit of contact there.
I think, what is that? Denmark is joining the action before he pulls it off to pit road. But celebratory burnouts from your top 3 here. And man, if I was Jake Grout, I would be celebrating. Now, I want to take a look back here at what happened here to Grant Brown. He's been running 3rd for most of the night ever since he got up there. But I think him and Sylvia might have made contact, or maybe it was Berge. Let's take a look here at the drivertees.com replay.
Yeah, this is Grant Brown. He's racing really hard with Berge when this happens, and might have started a little further back there with Denmark. Look at Jake Grout just bully his way through to the bottom for third.
Yeah, I mean, made his way through that. We'll take another look back at it. This is right along here with Jake Grout, and somehow we'll find him, see a way to get him through. Drivers make contact in front of him. Oh yeah, bullies his way through that. Denmark tried to close the hole, but Grout was there.
Wow, what a finish. Kyle Adams had a moment as well with Tyler Muller. Oh, Kyle Adams is on his roof right now.
Oh my goodness.
So Kyle Adams had a moment with Tyler Muller post-race. This is, I think, after the race, potentially. Let's see. Okay, so this is after the race. Kyle Adams had a moment here where he stopped in the turn to get it off the racetrack, and then Tyler Muller flipped him over.
Probably just a few drivers having some fun, or them being mad. I'm not sure. Probably having fun. I'm going to assume so. But look at this. Steven Denmark and Brandon Elvis round out your top 5. 2 new drivers tonight as Adams sits there upside down. We'll get you results when we come back. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back after some hot action at the end of that race. It's Kyle Turzak getting his 6th win of the season so far. That will definitely bump him back up in the standings to try to battle for Christian Peterson for that championship and the top spot. We'll get you our results here in just a moment. Turzak won. Crow led earlier on in the 86. Once he was passed by Turzak, was not able to get it back. Jake Grout had an up, down, and all-around night, and somehow he ends up third. Some great driving by him. Then it was that 88 of Denmark there in 4th. 2 new drivers round out your top 5, Denmark and Elvis. So great job from both of them. There was a 35 and the 1 of Tanner Berge and Jake Sylvia being 6th and 7th. 8th and 9th was Jesse Janes and Clayton Edwards. And rounding out your top 10 was Tyler Muller.
And to the back of your field tonight, Christian Peterson takes 11th, Grant Brown 12th, Kyle Adams 13th, Alex Allen 14th, Justin Coleman P15, Aiden Murray, Justin Laxton, Bob Belshaw, Jacob Elliott, Teddy Wisniewski round out your field tonight.
That was your field tonight. We're going to get to our interviews here in just a second. We're going to talk with Kyle Turzak. And Turzak, I mean, oh my goodness. Seems like we've gotten to talk to you so much this season. Your 6th win of the night here tonight. You're going to battle back up in the championship point standings. What do you continue to need to do here to continue to try to get back to that top step?
Just try to be in front of Christian. That's the name of the game. He's the points leader. Got to get every point tonight. I don't know where he finished tonight, so
he finished in 11th, so this is going to be a good points day for him.
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be really good. So we closed that gap, and definitely needed that boost because of Vegas. I was on my roof on lap 1, and I was 4 laps down. Couldn't no yellows, so we finished 4 laps down, which is not great, I would say. So. Yeah, definitely a big boost here in the title chances.
Yeah, I saw you have a great run here today. You started back in 10th after the invert. Talk to me about working through this. I want to talk about this. Talk to me about that bottom line, because we saw so many drivers here choosing the bottom and so afraid to go to the top. Talk to me about that line.
Yeah, I started on the top, and on the initial start, I just knew that was be a bad day, and starting on the top, and I fell back to around 14th-ish, and from there on, I just chose the bottom because you had to, and finally got able to get in front of some cars and get up to Crow, and Crow was pretty fast there on short run, but I feel like that me and him were pretty even on the longer run, which kind of helped me, and I was behind him there in the dirty air, and I was trying to set him up, and it was a task, but we got it done.
Yeah, y'all two were definitely fighting hard there for that top spot. As we came down to the end, to that first natural green-white checker attempt, were you ever thinking Crow was going to try something, or were you just having to look out front?
Honestly, how these restarts are, I mean, you kind of get a big jump, but on the last couple of restarts there, he definitely got to my bumper, and it's just hard racing. I sometimes I expect a bumper, sometimes I don't depending on the person. But Crow's definitely a clean driver everywhere we go. So I didn't really expect it, but I was, you always have to expect it when you're coming to the white flag or in a scenario like that.
You definitely got to be prepared there for anything at the end. Well, before I let you go tonight, Kyle, anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for the broadcast, Kyle, for putting this on. Our Cam Summit Shop, Crush'em Shots, Turzak Racing on Facebook, and thanks to Grout for making this blank 15 in about 2 minutes. I forgot my other file. I guess the guy deleted or something, so I had to run this black car, but huge thanks to him and, everybody who's watching back at home.
Well, it looked good out there, and it looked good up front. Congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was your winner, Kyle Turzak, 6 times here this season. And we've got Sky Shrek catching up with Justin Crow.
Hey, Justin, you got a copy?
10-4, guys.
You had the lead early, but Turzak got around you. What more did you need to hold on to that?
A little bit looser race car. It started to trend a little bit tight there on me when I was up front, and I could see Kyle, really rolling the center of both ends of the track in the corners a lot better. I knew he was eventually going to get me, but I was just hoping that I would be able to, save enough tire and everything to hold on to wherever I ended up. Thankfully, that ended up being second because of the dominance of the bottom line there. But all in all, good day.
Yeah, I was going to say, y'all weren't allowed to change tires this race. How did that affect the racing for you?
Personally, I'd like to, when we've got this set of tires in the pits, I like to think of that as a safety net, I guess. I don't want to rely on them, so I'm never really trying to push it too hard. I always seem to run and try to preserve some tire. That's kind of how I prefer to run. I'm usually better on the longer runs. So I didn't really think it was going to hurt me, but it's nice to have them when you need them, but I never like to rely on them. So I don't think it changed too much of the way that I approached the race today.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to Hickory next week. Is that a track you're excited for?
Oh yeah, love me some Hickory. Usually, good hard racing there.
All right. Well, anyone you want to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Ryan Kuhn, RKM set up shop for the good car today. Kyle Adams and all the guys at MRL for putting on this league, and you guys at V-Speed for the awesome broadcast.
All right, congrats on P2 tonight, Justin Crow.
Thanks, guys.
While we were talking to him, I think Scott has caught up with our third place finisher tonight. That'd be Jake Grout.
Yeah, Jake Grout got you with it. Let's just talk about your night, because, oh my goodness, was it all over the board. You qualify on pole, and then you get slapped with a 11th-place invert, and so you're going to be starting there back in 11th. Talk to me about, I mean, you went from the back to the front in this race. So let's talk about just the middle of your race. What went on? I mean,
I don't even know, honestly. I was head over the fence, backwards at the fence, in a tire wall at one point. I don't even know.
it was a heck of a night for you. I mean, we know that you're an aggressive driver, and sometimes, you know, you get caught up in stuff. But, I mean, tonight, I mean, there was nothing that you did like that. I mean, you were just there, an innocent bystander. And I don't think I've seen someone figure so much calamity and end up third. Talk to me how you worked your way back towards the front.
Once, you know, the final catastrophe, I got some luck again, I guess. Missed the one rather large wreck, and then had whatever happened in turn 4. That was something. Was able to make it through there, and I went from, I think, 9th to 3rd through that. So that helped a lot. And I mean, we were fast, but fast and luck were not working together.
Yeah, no, those two things not working together. Take me through that last big one there at the moment. I mean, you made yourself get to the bottom, because a lot of drivers tonight were choosing that bottom line because it was so dominant. That top just did not work. Talk to me about avoiding that incident, and then you kind of bullied your way down to the bottom there because Denmark was trying to squeeze you, but you were there.
Yeah, I saw they were all wrecking, and I saw he left enough of a hole for a car on the bottom, so I kind of forced my way through it. I knew if I went down there, I would have been fine. So it sucks to kind of move him up out of the way. But I saw the opportunity, and after the night I had, I took it.
Yeah. Last question for you here. You're currently 5th in points after that penalty that you got. You're going to have a great points day here. What do you need to do in these last 4 races to battle for that championship?
I'm going to miss next week. I know that, so that'll hurt. But other than that, just stay consistent, focus on running up front. I don't really care about the points at this point. So just run up front and look forward to next season, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Arkham Setup Shop. Kyle and Crow, they did great tonight. AW Clark Builders, JNS Sales and Service, White's Heating, Pro Sim Shots, and anyone else.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Jake. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Jake Grout finishes 3rd here tonight. A great points day for him. We'll miss next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. But next week, we go to Hickory, and I am so excited. I love this track. It is one of my favorite tracks I ever get to see racing. I love racing here in the sim. It is such a unique and historic track, and it provides some of the best racing you've ever seen.
Yeah, you saw it on the board there on the B-roll. America's most famous short track. This place is historic. It's great. I think it's going to be one of the best races of the season.
I absolutely agree. We're going to see some awesome stuff next week, and I could not be more excited about it because I really do just love this place. This place is a special place in my heart. I don't know why, just because I love it, and it's going to be great. So tune in next week with us at 8:25 Eastern, 7:25 Central on February 15th. The action is going to be good because if you liked what you saw tonight, we're going to see some great action next week. And speaking of tonight, give me your thoughts on tonight, Sky. Wrap up this race for me.
And it was a really good one. Little more cautions, I think, than we usually see, but there was some great racing all throughout the field, and these guys were really, really racing hard tonight.
They were racing hard, and it was some excellent action that they got to give us, and it was so awesome to see these guys battle it out. Kyle Terzak gets his 6th win of the season, and he comes out above Justin Crow and Jake Kraut. That's going to do it for us all here tonight at V-Speed. For Kyle Adams and Jake Sylvia at Misfit Productions, for Bradley Cooper at V-Speed, for DJ Lyon in production, and for my colleague in the booth, Sky Shrek, my name is Scott Shive, and we'll see you next week at Hickory.